Breaking news again, I guess. We're still talking about the beneficial ownership information or BOI report and the early Christmas present no more. If you haven't watched my previous video on this topic, don't worry, because here I'll give you the latest updates. But if you're a business owner and have no idea what I'm talking about, I highly recommend you watch my original video that I'll put in the description of this video. So briefly, what happened? On January 1st, 2021, there was a Corporate Transparency Act, or CTA, that was enacted and went into effect in 2024. On December 3rd, 2024, a few weeks ago, a Texas federal court preliminarily blocked the CTA, making the BOI reporting unnecessary. Unsurprisingly, the government filed an appeal very quickly on December 5th, and on Monday, December 23rd, we got the decision. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals reinstated CTA and the BOI filing requirement. This means that the BOI reporting is mandatory nationwide once again. So unless you're a plaintiff in that Alabama court or are an exempt organization, you may want to know what the updated deadlines are. The government is magnanimous enough to understand in the circumstances the taxpayers and reporting companies will need additional time to file the report, and thankfully they provided for it. So for companies whose original deadline was January 1st, 2025, that deadline has been extended to January 13th, 2025. Please keep in mind, if you were a victim of one of those numerous hurricanes that happened in 2024, there are other extended deadlines for those, and I'll talk about them a bit later in this video. Now, the original rule for all newly created companies in 2024 is that you would have to file the BOI report within 90 days after registration. It is still the case now. However, if the original 90-day deadline fell between December 3rd and December 23rd, 2024, you will also have until January 13th, 2025 to file the report. So January 13th is kind of a big date to keep in mind, and it's a Monday in case you're wondering. There is also an additional exception for new entities that were registered between December 3rd and December 23rd, 2024. So in that case, you still have 90 days to file the BOI report, but now you can add additional 21 days to that deadline. As an example, let's say you created and received registration documents for a newly created company on December 5th, 2024. Originally, you would have 90 days to file the BOI report, making your deadline on March 5th, 2025. However, now, given the circumstances, you can add additional 21 days to your deadline, making it March 26, 2025. And also, please keep in mind that the 90-day deadline for newly created companies only applies for companies that are created in 2024. Starting on January 1st, 2025, you will only have 30 days to file the BOI report for every newly created company. So you register a company, you receive your registration documents, and from then you can count 30 days, and within that period of time you have to file the BOI report going forward. Companies that qualify for disaster relief will have more time to file their reports. Each storm, Hurricanes Debbie, Helene, Milton, have their own deadlines. If you qualify for the disaster relief extended deadline, then you should follow the deadline that falls later. I will not be covering every single hurricane, so I highly recommend you visit the FinCEN website and find the deadline that applies to you. You can also schedule a free tax consultation with me if you have BOI related or any tax related questions. Just make sure to put a description omitting any confidential information when you register. For example, if you were affected by Helene, you will have additional 6 months to file the BOI report. However, in this case, the reporting company must meet two requirements. The first one is that the original deadline to file this report must have fallen between September 22nd and December 21st, 2024. And the second test is that the principal place of business for the reporting company must be in the area pronounced by both FEMA and the IRS as the qualifying area for disaster relief. For example, if the reporting company's principal place of business is located in one of those areas, which I'll talk briefly about a little bit later, was originally October 23rd, 2024, you can add 6 more months to that deadline now, making it April 23rd, 2024, I think, right? When it comes to figuring out what the area is designated by both FEMA and the IRS usually follows FEMA, and sometimes it includes even more territory than FEMA does, but for the purposes of BOI, both must qualify the area designated for disaster relief. So with that, I guess there is all I have to say for now. I doubt this is gonna be my last video on the BOI reporting. Potentially more videos are coming in 2025, but I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I hope to see you again in the next video in 2025.